Ahoy there, and welcome to another episode of How to Prepare For, this time a historical role. And I'm going to use Attila as an example. Now, Seth Sundman asked me this question last week that can you use historical resources to your aid? And I think, yes, you can, and you absolutely should. Let's take Attila now, for example, because that's what I've been working on recently. So, in the story, in the opera, we are now by the gates of Rome, and Attila needs one final attack to take down Rome once and for all. Now, what happened before? Let's read some history. That's what you can use to your aid. So, in the long military career of Attila, he had never been defeated until recently by the Roman general Aetius, or Ezio as he is known in the opera. Now, Attila was trying to take over Gaul. Ezio had hired Gaul tribes to come to his aid so that he could, defeat Attila in battle, which he did successfully. Now, and this got really to Attila's pride, so now he has plunged into Rome, heart filled with rage and revenge, and now he is by the gates of Rome. That's a very good thing to know. Now you have a bit of a mindset where we are in Attila's head, that his successful, flawless military career has taken a big nudge, or a big dent in it. So this is a good thing to know, but also now that there is coming in the prologue a duet between Attila and Ezio is well aware he doesn't have the Gauls to his aid this time, so he cannot take another military attack. Rome is going to fall if Attila makes his attack. But of course, he doesn't want to show it to Attila that he can't win. So first he tries to barter, and then he goes all full that you have ruffians, I got soldiers on my side, and I got a few tricks up my sleeve so that I can defeat you. But he really doesn't. And Attila then, he is filled with rage and filled with revenge. And he knows that he's going to win if he makes this attack happen. Now, since we know the history of it, it's a very good tool to use. But there are also pitfalls when it comes to using historical evidence. And that is, you can let historical evidence get to your head. And all of a sudden, if there is something in the libretto that disagrees with historical evidence, it can all of a sudden subconsciously affect your performance. Like, for example, in the duet again with Ezio and Attila is invoking Wotan for some reason. Historical evidence suggests we do not know what the Huns believed in. See, there comes the besserwisser mode that can really start to disagree with you, and then your performance will start to sink. And because I'm a bit of a history buff myself, I let it get to my head. And now, I'm in trouble, to be honest. But I'm going to let that go. And and there are other also things in the opera that are historically incorrect. Like, for example, Attila being convinced by the Pope not to attack Rome. But those things what do you do in these situations? Well, go with the libretto first and take the historical evidence with a grain of salt. Let the historical evidence make your performance better. But when there is a dispute, go with the libretto. You are there to tell a story, you're not to tell historical fact. That's the one thing to remember. So let the historical evidence work for you. It'll be very helpful. And when in trouble, the libretto makes the final call. That's about all I have to say about it, really. When you study a historical role, have fun reading all the history you want. Have fun reading all the history you want, but don't let it go to your head too much. And have fun working on the role, because it is much fun. Historical characters are so fun to do. Like for me, Attila is such a pleasure. such a pleasure to study. So enjoy studying a historical role. See you in the next video. Fare thee well.